Got a lot to get into this morning. Talking about Talladega. Had some good college football games.
Great football.
I was at the UAB game. Thanks to Mark Ingram, the athletic director, for taking care of me and my boy. Had a wonderful time. I'll be transparent and I'll tell you like it is. The stadium is unbelievable. I was leaving the stadium. They have these are the subtle things that you can really do. We always talk about lighting, how lighting makes a room.
Yeah.
The colored lights under the overpasses is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's just when you're driving in, it's like it looks like you're coming into something really special. It's the dumbest thing in the world, but it works.
Yes.
It looks super, super cool. And it's just a red light and a green light. I don't know if they're going to do something for Christmas or whatever.
No, they changed. They changed. They're also very distracting.
It's just super, super cool. It just looks super cool. And I've been here since 1988. When did you get here?
96.
This is the first time, and I mentioned this this morning before you got here, that I know we're behind the times and we're 49th and 50th in a lot of things. And we have some things to work out. I do like the fact that we're kind of stuck in our ways because if you're really smart and you think forwardly and outside the box, you can make a good living here. We're one of 3 states that have a lottery. I mean, it's just we're stuck in the 60s.
You can get booze delivered to your house now.
You sure can, which is amazing.
And if you get in prison, there's a new one for you.
We will come around to all these things eventually. It was the first time where I actually got down to the stadium and left and thought like Birmingham had kind of finally come into its own. When I drove by the BJCC, it's beautiful.
I know.
They have redone the BJCC.
The whole uptown area.
It's incredible. Again, we had a whole discussion on Friday about where the hell is the money coming from because we've been trying to raise money for these projects for 15, 20 years, couldn't find the money, and now in the middle of a pandemic and everyone's hurting, all this money is floating in. Now we're building 3 new prisons with $400 million. I'm like, I'm just afraid 5 or 10 years from now we're all going to be looking at each other going, okay, how are we going to take care of this? But anyway, so I left and I was like, wow, this city. I mean, even my son was like, you know what? We live in a pretty cool city. I said, you know what?
Yes.
I'm with you, dude. With the downtown walk, the uptown was rocking. It was fantastic. I don't know if there was 100,000 people down there because a lot of people just wanted to be around that. And the way the stadium's set up, you can stand on some of the second, third tiers, overlook the city. People from across the street can see what you're doing. The stadium is killer. Concessions need to be worked on a little bit. People were waiting a long time to eat food, and if you were there, I'm talking about. But it was the first game, so I was kind of like,
just opening, right?
Yeah, it was not good. But in the game, obviously they got killed.
No, it's not good.
It was 3-3 at halftime. I'm like, okay, and they got blown out 36-12.
Okay.
Liberty, that quarterback for Liberty, that Malik kid is just unbelievable. That kid will go first round in the draft. He's that good. But congratulations to UAB. I saw Mayor Woodfin, saw Mayor Maddox down there. Saw Brian Mackin, who was the former AD for the UAB Blazers.
Do you think Maddox is, I'm just saying, he's keeping an eye on coming up to...
No, I mean, he went to UAB.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, right.
So he's a grad at UAB.
Yeah.
So I texted him before the game. I said, "Are you going to be there?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there." And they had a big game there in T-Town. So, but all the dignitaries were there, and then they invited every former member of any UAB football team that ever played to go down the field at halftime, and they just took pictures and stuff. It was super cool. The scoreboard is the 5th largest in college football. The thing is a monster. And again, they were feeling their way through it. Same thing they did last time, and I'll tell Mark Ingram right now, I'll be more than happy to get that crowd fired up with the music if you need me to.
Okay.
When the offense is out, they're playing a bunch of hip hop and music, which is fine. I have no problem. Outside the stadium, it was blaring. The speaker system is killer, by the way.
Okay.
It's like if you think you're going to hear a Legion Field sound system, and you can hear it from like 3 miles away. It was great. And then when the defense was out, they were playing all Tony Curry radio music, all of it. Every song they played on defense, we play on this radio station. The Eagle, they don't play Open Arms, Once Bitten, Twice Shy. When they every song, he's getting his music playlist from this radio station. He's got to be getting his music because every song they played is something we play here on the Tony Curry Radio Network on defense, and I almost think it's working against them. He plays classic rock when the defense is out to make them angry, and plays hip hop music or rap music for the offense to get them fired up. and I think it's working in reverse. I think what's happening is that I think the hip hop and rap music is pissing the defense off. And I think the classic rock music is making them feel good, and the offense is playing good. I think it's working in reverse.
Oh, you're like a music psychologist. You need to call
Mark. It is because, and I don't think I heard one AC/DC song all night, which is a travesty, because you got to hear Back in Black or You Shook Me All Night Long or Thunderstruck. I didn't hear Thunderstruck the entire night. I'm thinking, come on, guys. So the music preference, just if you need my help, I'm here. I'm being constructively critical.
Well, particularly if it's playing into the way that they perform in the game. I mean, like they need you as a consultant.
And again, I'm taking into account. I did PA announcing. Derek Scudder, who did the PA down there, is a good friend of mine. He does a great job. I'm trying to take into effect that it was the first game, and I'm assuming they had some run-throughs. I would guess.
Yes.
So there were some things where there were some. And it was drizzling a little bit, and people were waiting in line for food, so there wasn't.
Like, this is a big jump.
They'll have another game 2:30 on Saturday. Go down there and check it out. I'm telling you, just to walk in that stadium, and I could not believe that stadium's in our city. I could not believe, and I can't wait to see a concert at the BJCC or at the brand new Protective Life Stadium. Excellent job. It's here. And again, it wasn't a conference game, so it didn't affect UAB from a conference championship standpoint, but it was pretty good. All right, you want to hear some of that music we play here on the Tony Curry Radio?
I bet Mark Ingram was exhausted afterwards.
Listen, I'm a UAB lover.
Yep.
And I want to see it be successful, and I want it to be a great fan experience. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing I loved about it is I'm a people watcher, and the crowd at that UAB football game is the most diversified crowd I have ever seen.
It's UAB
at a football game.
That's UAB.
I know you go to T-Town.
No, right.
It's pretty much
I mean, that's broad brushing it. I shouldn't do that because there's diversity in T-Town. But yeah, UAB is diverse, not just ethnically and racially, but UAB is this melting pot of
No, and you saw old black men walking around. You saw young kids. I mean, it was just. The diversification was great. It was, and everyone seemed to have a great time. I saw Janice Rogers down there.
I did.
I saw Rick Journey. Yep. He still does stuff for the mayor, right?
I thought he did.
He was sitting in front of me. He had a big earring on, which I didn't.
When are we going to do Bartow Arena? Oh, actually, he talked about that.
That's our next dream is to make some improvements in Bartow Arena. It needs to be. When you walk to that place, it feels like the 70s.
Yeah.
It's dark. The concourses are dark. There's not a lot of things going on, but they did a pretty good job, and they tried to – you could tell that you're in the Magic City. Everything's Magic City, Magic City, Magic City. Mm-hmm. They had the Sloss dog, and they had some different foods.
No dragon? No live dragon?
No, well, I offered –
okay, but they didn't scoop you. They didn't come out with another one.
No. I was surprised they didn't, quite frankly, because – the Kurre and Klapow show here in the Tony Curry Radio, we come up with some killer ideas, and people are like, and then they do them. Yeah, I know. There's like 18 radio stations in this market.
I love Blaze. Blaze is not badass.
They came out on a Harley Davidson. It was super loud. It was super shiny. It looked great. Some dude rode the motorcycle out, and the team was behind him, and the band was out playing, and it was super cool.
No, but
it was nothing like me running out with a Tegu on my shoulder, which would have been awesome, maybe. But then I was thinking, and the band played the national anthem, which I was a little surprised.
First, just have someone sing?
Yes.
Like Ruben.
Tony Curry.
You sing the national anthem?
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to ask Mark next time we have him on if I can sing the national
anthem.
I can sing the national anthem.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know you were
I'm going to.
There's a lot of people
I had a shot down at Legion Field about 3 or 4 years ago, and something I had a scheduling conflict is what I had.
I feel like that, but Tony.
I can sing the national anthem.
But when they do
that'll sell some tickets if Tony Curry sings the national anthem.
But it's usually either like a student or 3-time Grammy nominee so-and-so. Who do we got from here?
Could be Taylor Hicks. Could be Ruben. Could be. There's a lot of different people that could have been.
I don't think Taylor Hicks. Does he do national anthem?
Oh yeah, he does national anthems.
Does he?
And then and again, I'm just a fan. I was expecting maybe a flyover because we have our Air Force guys, the refuelers, but then there was a flyover about every 10 minutes because it's right by the airport, and so. But they were passenger planes, but it was still flyovers.
It happened to me when I was in Charleston.
Yeah.
And I told you I went to the Citadel.
Yeah.
And I did with everybody, and they're having the parade and whatever. And I thought they were doing flyovers.
Yeah.
I was like, told my daughter, I'm like, this is great. Look at those military. She's like, that's Southwest Airlines. She's like, I'm like, no, it's a flyover. She's like, look, Dad, it's blue. It's blue and red.
If UAB Football Nation is watching, and Mark Ingram or Bill Clark,
we need a
flyover
flyover and a dragon,
and you need a stadium consultant.
Oh yeah.
They actually asked me to be part of the festivities on Saturday, and I wanted to go to the game with my son because it was the first time, and I think it was super cool. I've never been to an opening of a stadium, but I'm here for you, and I'd be more than happy to have a phone call with you and tell you how you could blow the doors off at 2:30 on Saturday.
I mean, you used to do Senior Frogs. You could have a wet T-shirt concert.
It would be totally moralistic.
Yes,
and I think the fans would absolutely love it. So anyway, talk about one of our great sponsors. Yep. We'll play some classic rock. Download the KCast Radio app now, Tony Curry Radio, through Apple or Android. It's super free. It's super killer. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we play classic rock. It's great. All the stuff that you'll hear at a UAB football game when the defense is on. They should be playing that classic rock for the offense. I'm telling you. Or just do, you know what we should do? Tony Curry Radio Classic Rock Night.
Yeah.
Down at Protective Stadium.
The hip-hop stuff's good.
It is. I mean, I'm gonna have a hip hop show on this radio station that starts in a few weeks, and I have no problem with hip hop music. But again, some of the music was like they played the song from In Living Color, and it wasn't cool when it came out. I'm like, what are we playing that for? It didn't get me fired up.
Wait, on which side? On the classic rock side?
Yeah, it's the one song they played that I don't play. And I was kind of like, why are we playing In Living Color? Because there's like a million songs you could have played that'd be better than that. Anyway, but besides that, it was fantastic. It was a good experience. Download our KCast Radio app, the Tony Curry Radio app, and then watch us on Facebook Live again here in just a minute.